And welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we start something new, taking on the adventure Time Betwixt. We are currently in the module of the Nest of the Eldritch Eye, and we'll be moving into Vecna Rises a little while later. But for now, we're going to have a little adventure and a little bit of fun. Our players this adventure are going to be Kaedes, Wura, Bera, and Killian. Right now, we only got the four of them. You can see them up on the top right. They're going to be a lot of fun to get into the adventure. But before all that, let's set the scene. The world of Faerun has always been a rather tumultuous one that has all kinds of issues, powerful sorcerer, dragons, all kinds of things going wrong. And the last decade has been no peaceful time. We've had invasions, we've had an attempt from a god to break into the realm, and we've had cults galore. But for now, we find ourselves within the city of Neverwinter. Things have been relatively quiet of late, but Neverwinter, about 50 years ago, had an issue with a mountain erupting near the city, and it did devastation. And in the time, the city has managed to rebuild and become a hub for the merchants, and not the merchants themselves, but the crafters. It's became a beautiful city once again, but Neverwinter never really got a standing army or guard, usually instead relying on mercenaries and the adventuring society to really step in and keep the city safe. Our characters today are members of that order, the adventuring society, that are attempting to keep the city safe. Everyone comes from different walks of life, but everybody has the same interest in keeping the world safe. We're going to go ahead and get our characters introduced as they are waiting in the Adventure Society campus to take on their next job. Kaedes, can you give us a description of your character and what they are doing in this waiting room?
Kaides is a Shadokai who wears very black gothic style clothing. She's 6'2" and weighs about 120 pounds, so a bit less than you'd expect someone of that stature to weigh. She's got black eyes and pale grey skin with black hair, and she's kind of just sat with a drink in hand, patiently waiting.
Fair enough. Kaedes was the first to arrive, but the second one to arrive is going to be Bera. Bera, can I get your description, please?
Yeah, you see a large, pale, green-skinned half-orc walk in, a very simple woolen cloak, lank black hair, dark eyes. He's not huge for a half-orc, very athletic build, 6'2", broad of shoulder. You see he's carrying a sack with something in it that is a bit bloody, let's say. Very simple dress, no jewelry, no nothing, and a confused look on his face, let's say.
There. As you enter the room, you see the Shadar-kai Kaedes sitting and waiting. Do you do anything as you enter the room with them? It looks like you are going to be put on a job with them, most likely.
Barra, very seemingly out of his depth, will shuffle along to the person who looks like they're also been sent here, and he's going to say, "Hey, My name's Barra. Who are you waiting for?
Cadis will look up at you. I'm Cadis. Don't think I've been told much. Think it's just a matter of waiting till enough people arrive that somebody starts telling us what's happening.
Okay, got it. Thanks. And I'll sit down next to Cadis for now.
The next person to arrive is an elf. Not the tallest of individuals. He's sitting about 5'8", so he's a little bit shorter than the average male human. But he's got the long, stereotypical ears that come to a point for the elves, and he is carrying a long, spiral wooden staff, and on his shoulder sits a large white weasel. He gives you a happy wave as he introduces himself by the name Thalyn. He's got this bright blue hair and a very kindly smile. Afternoon, everybody. Y'all here for the job too?
Yeah. That's a nice ferret you've got there.
This is Krix. He's my familiar. You see the weasel look up and kind of hiding behind his face, watching y'all, trying to get hiding behind his head, not his face, but trying to get an eye on you, trying to scope out the room, looking for any treats or anything. Looks like a very energetic weasel. You see Thalyn reach up and give him scritches, and he immediately calms, nuzzling into the elf's hand as he comes over to sit with the pair of you. Do you know the others that are coming in?
No. I'm. This is my first time here. I don't really know anybody here. Do you know anybody here? Do you know him? And he points over to Cadis.
No, I don't know anyone here.
If that's who you're referring to.
Do you know her?
I don't know. But now you know me, as he offers a hand to you, Barra.
Nice to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you. And what's your weasel name again?
Krix.
Krix. And Barra, out of a deep pocket in his wooden cloak, will pull out some berries and offer them to Trix.
Krix immediately runs down Thalyn's offered arm and puts out his little grabby paws. At the moment you give him a berry, he gets it back in his paw, gives you a small lick of the hand, and then runs back up Thalyn's shoulder. And he starts nibbling on the berry.
Very, very cute.
The next one to arrive would be Killian. Killian, can I get a description?
Yeah, I was just muted. Sorry. You see some half elf, some about 6 foot in height, slim, some pale skin, light brown hair. Killian is obviously poor, as his clothes, as much as you can see, are partially torn. He has had some rough past. He has scars every now and there. Currently, he's wearing a leather armor and a backpack. You see a short sword and a short bow tied to him. He's nodding to everyone. I'm Killian. Nice to meet you all. And taking a seat if there's one free.
There's several.
Yeah, so I take one, not too far, not too close. Put my backpack between my feet and lean back.
Hey there, hey there. Have you been
Hi.
sent here for the thing?
The thing,
The
I'm here
thing.
to get some kind of a contract.
Yeah, like a thing, right?
Whatever. If it's paid well, I'm quite happy. You see a nice smile. Um, I do my best,
I'm
but
my name's Bearer. Nice to meet you.
welcome. Yeah. So as nobody seems to know from you, I guess we all don't know what we are going to do.
I don't think whoever's in charge has shown up yet. One of the adventurers here should end up with the mission brief, but I don't know if they've arrived yet. Definitely wasn't me. You hear from Thalyn.
Yeah, I've never been here before. It's not me. I thought like this guy knew, but he doesn't seem to. No, sorry, she doesn't seem to know. He says to Cadus.
So has anyone worked for you from you for the guild?
And I've worked with the society for a little while. You hear from Thalyn.
I've been working for a decent amount for them, but mostly all over the place, not really just here in this city.
Okay. So nobody. So what's your pre-experience, if you mind sharing?
General adventuring stuff, going out, killing, coming back alive.
Hmm. What do you mean by killing? I
Taking
hope.
the life out of creatures.
Yeah, no, I know what killing is, but I mean, not, but some, I don't know, uh, not not well behaving, yeah, not some kind of assassination or so.
An
I didn't
adventurer's
expect that.
guild, not a.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't take the wrong entrance.
You need to calm down a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also happy I didn't go to that whatever that place was. My my past experience is more of a guide, a bodyguard, and sometimes when it has to be done, a hunter. But straight up adventuring, that's not been my thing up until now.
It's at this point
Well,
you'll hear the door open once again, and Wura, you are walking in on the conversation. Can I get a description?
Right, you see a rather small tiefling, standing at about a 4'7", red-skinned with medium-length dark black hair, and rather fancy robes. Walk in. Her face is very much pressed in a book. She nearly runs into somebody, and then she very, very just like, sorry, apologizes and puts away the book and looks up and kind of peers around the entire place and sees, kind of spots you guys, and there's like a look of recognition. Maybe not that she recognizes anybody here, but that she thinks that if these, like, you guys look like you're grouping together and might be what she is looking for. And so she makes her way over. Hello, I'm Bura. Might you be the adventurers? I am also here to do that.
Hi, Wura. My name's Bearer, and he'll give an awkward wave. I guess I'm here. I'm here to adventure too. I guess.
Yes.
Hi, Vura. I'm Killian.
Well met.
I'm
And you?
Cadis.
All right. Do any of you know what exactly we're here for? I was just summoned here.
You hear from
Like the rest of us.
Thalyn, who currently has a weasel that has matched up a little bit of the berry that was given to him and is currently having his cheek drawn on by said weasel. They're just little spirals and paw prints being drawn on his cheek. He doesn't seem particularly bothered by it. We're all waiting for whoever has the mission briefing. Take a seat with us.
Of course. And I hop up on the seat and sit down.
My name's Thalyn. He offers a handout to you. You can see
Take
his
it.
staff is just standing on its own next to him.
I take it. I shake his hand.
Bearer very quickly offers his hand as well, like he had done something wrong. Yes, nice to meet you too.
I shake his hand as well.
And then Bearer shakes everybody's hands and everybody's sitting down.
Just imagine putting all the hands together and shaking them all together.
Yeah, simultaneously, yeah.
Farah, as you're in your rush to shake everyone's hand,
Okay.
Krix ends up running it down to grab one of your fingers and shake it himself.
Oh.
Hey, Lou, buddy. You too. Nice to meet you too.
He nods before running back up. As you see now, there's little blue stains on one of your fingers, as Krix's paw is still covered with the mashed berry, and he runs up, one hand still held out, and starts going to put more paw prints on Thalyn's cheek.
Without hesitation, Bearer puts the finger in his mouth and starts sucking the juice from it. Unapologetically.
The next person to arrive as the door bangs open is a duo, as you see a much taller elf come in. She's standing about 6'2", followed by what looks like a green light that's flitting about her head. As she walks in this chain mail armor, and most of it seems to be made of leather and chainmail, as she gives y'all a salute. Hey, y'all. Y'all here for the new job?
Yes.
Good. I thought I was going to
Sure,
get
Dad.
saddled with just me and Elowen again. Good to have a crew this time. As she comes in, a large shield strapped to her back, as she slings it off and sets it next to her with practiced ease. Anyone have any idea what's going on?
Seems
Bearer
we're
will
waiting
rush
for
over.
the.
Go on.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I was just saying, Bearer's going to rush over to them and shake both of their hands enthusiastically. Hi, Bearer. No idea what's going on. Neither do these. Nice to meet you.
As you rush up to this woman, she immediately stands up to meet your enthusiasm, taking your hand and the back of your hand in hers and giving him a almighty shake. You feel she's a little bit stronger than you, Bera, but not by too much. But what interests you is the little green light that is hovering around them, flitting around, almost like orbiting their head. But now that you're closer, you realize the green light isn't a light like you thought, but it is a tiny person, just a few inches tall, with long white hair and bright green wings. They give you a little wave.
You seem to have hey, do you have a name?
My name's Elowen. It's good to meet you. As she lands on your hand and shakes your thumb.
Hey, Elowen. Very nice to meet you too.
Oh, since she always forgets, that's Lysira. Lysira. She points up at the tall, blonde elf with the sun emblazoned across her tunic. Oh yeah, I guess I did forget introductions. Sorry about that. She gives the group a sheepish wave now that she has been introduced.
It's good to meet you as well. I'm Ura.
A pleasure. Y'all been doing this long?
A little while. I've been adventuring for some time now.
It's quite interesting getting to see this plane like this. It's a lot different than back home.
Which plane are you from?
Elowen and I come from the Feywilds. As you see the small pixie continue to flit around before settling in to land on their shoulder.
The Fae. My family used to speak of the Fae. It's supposed to be a beautiful place.
It is. Absolutely wonderful things there. We had a lot of we had a lot of fun living with the Seelie. We learned a lot while we were there. It's where I met Elowen. You see, she gestures to the small pixie now sitting on her shoulder.
I hear the flora and fauna there are quite different to here, but quite majestic. I would love to see it one day.
You hear Elowen. It's very different. It took a long time to learn all the herbs for this plane before we came here. But we knew we were going to have work to do, so we had to make sure we were ready. You see Lysira nods in agreement. But
So you actually just came for the job?
Lysira is the one that answers. No, we were here adventuring. We wanted to spread the good word of the Queen.
The Queen?
Queen Titania.
You see some questioning look. Who is that?
The lady of the Seelie Court. And it's at that point you'll hear the door open once again as two more individuals walk into the room. Both what look to be dark-skinned humans, which have a touch of elven qualities to their face, probably have elven ancestors in their recent family, maybe 3 generations back or more. Both with dark auburn red hair. All right, is everybody here? You hear from the man as the girl, who looks much like him, goes to sit down, and the man takes up a position in front of the group. It looks like everybody's here. Y'all ready to get started? My name's Delvin, by the way. Delvin Fahrenheit. That is my sister Kavori. He gestures to the woman who came in with him, who gives a small wave.
No. Good to meet you, Devlin. Good to meet you, Kavori. My name is Bera.
Yes, it is quite good to meet you. My name is Wura.
It's a pleasure to meet both of you. Looks like we're going to be spending
Nice to
some time
meet-
together. Go ahead, Killian.
Nice to meet you. I'm Killian.
He nods to you as well, Killian. It'll be good to have y'all along.
Are you the ones contracting us, or are you also adventurers as part of this?
Adventurers, we're getting contracted by the Lord of Neverwinter. Well, not us specifically, but you know how it is around here. Not enough guards to go around, so we usually end up keeping things together. Lord Neverember thinks it's time that the Adventure Society gets some more patrols moving out. And unfortunately, that's what we're going to be spending the next couple weeks doing. It's not the best paying job, but hey, it's stable. I'm imagining everybody's here still pretty new to the area. Or new to the society, at least.
Absolutely
Society.
brand new.
Heard two voices. Go ahead.
Absolutely brand new. I've never been here to the city, never been to the society. I do have a little experience going on patrols, though, so I have that.
That'll be good. We have too many people that just kind of wander around, don't know what they do, know what to do on a patrol. You know how to be seen? Or are you more of the forest patrol?
I'm big enough to be seen and feared, but I'm very good at not being detected.
You see Delvin takes out a folder. You said bearer, right? You're a druid?
Yes, indeed I am. From a long line of druids, actually.
Nice. How well are you with kids?
He's got to hesitate and say, I haven't spent a lot of time around him. Why'd you ask?
Well, part of our job when we're patrolling is going to be making sure we're seen, making sure that people feel safe, and since we're adventurers, kids have a habit of walking up to say hello, especially if they're in trouble. If we get an idea of who's good with kids ahead of time, we can have the right person step forward.
I like kids.
That was Kaedes or Killian?
Killian.
You've worked with him in the past?
Every now and then. I'm not like a professional worker, but I always like them. They are cheerful. They make my life happy, and whatever I can do to make children's life better is something I will do.
I'm glad to hear that. A lot of the time, the kids we run into are having the worst days of their lives, so we gotta know how to be careful.
Yeah,
They're
it really depends where you come from. The city can be quite rough to children, depending where you're born.
Yeah, I get that. But we try to do our best. We can't fix every problem, but we can fix some of them.
Hopefully.
He's going to look to Wura and Kaedes. Either of y'all do for patrols before?
I can't say that I have done patrols. No.
By the way, patrols, are we talking about in or outside?
In the city, are mostly being seen, and there's a couple things we need to investigate. Trouble is going on in the city that are mostly just rumors, so we're going to be walking around asking about a lot of things. Y'all okay with that kind of work?
I am.
So,
Yeah, what do you mean with presentation? I get along with children and play and stuff, but you mean like looking strong and lawful and so on? That's I have not much of an experience. Is there some kind of stuff we need to know? Do's, don'ts?
Don't break the law, and
Yeah,
try to
okay.
be helpful. That's about it, though.
I think I get that.
We're going to be moving around the city, making sure everything's going all right. If there's any issues, we'll step in, and if we find anything, well, you're adventurers. I imagine you know how to deal with trouble.
Yeah, it's a different thing, yes.
oh yes.
I assume that we're expected to non-lethally dispatch trouble.
Well, it depends on the situation. We prefer people to be brought in alive, but if they're too much of a threat, it's your call to make.
Barra's gonna step forward and say, a heads up here, all the patrols that I've done, and in fact all of the jobs I've done up until this point have been outside of the urban centres, let's say. I hope that won't be a problem, but speaking to aristocrats and mingling in bars I might need a hand with that kind of stuff if yous don't mind.
We probably won't have to go into the upper quarters, deal with those usually have house guards and whatnot to deal with. Mostly we're going to be dealing with the common folk. Might run into a noble or two, but just be respectful. Don't call them names, and you should be alright. We're adventurers, so we get a little bit of leeway. But being outright rude to them, that might get you in a lot of trouble. So just try to keep your tongue. And try not to call anybody trollface. Even if they happen to be a troll. Had some interesting experiences over in the east.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently troll nobility don't like being called trolls. You see he kind of scratches the side of his head, and the girl he came in with stifles a laugh.
Well, if we do run into any nobles, I can run interference if anything bad happens, for the most part. I have a fair share of knowledge in handling the upper class.
I'm also good at talking to people if needed, but children, I'm not the most cheerful person to be handling children.
I agree.
I think we can add up to each other because I have not much experience with the nobles. So that's for you then. I take the children.
Yes. I agree with that.
Well, that's why we get put in parties. Help watch our weaknesses, and so we can learn from each other. So I think we have a good group set up. Looking forward to seeing what we can do. But it looks like we got two main groups. He nods to Lysira, Thalyn, and Elowen, then to Barricades, Killian, and Mura. Who do you think's going to be leading each? Anyone want to step forward? You see Lysira goes to stand up before Elowen puts a hand, but more stands on their shoulders. You should let the calmer heads choose, Lysira. You always get so hot-headed. But you know you find trouble. Right. As Thalyn is going to be the one to stand for that group. And out of the four of you, who will stand?
What does being the leader of the group require from us?
Mostly it's just going to be whoever gets the final call in a tie for decisions, or whoever wants to. If y'all want to do leader, where they make all the decisions, it's fine too. But mostly what we're going to be doing here is the one going to be holding the sending stone. We're going to need to be able to keep track of each other, at least keep in contact if we get separated. I've got one. Seems like Thalyn's going to have one, and we're going to need one with y'all as well.
Do you need some special skill or so to use that stone?
No. Works pretty easy. These ones are designed for short range, but they're not as reliable as the normal versions. But as long as we're in the city, we should be able to keep contact with each other.
Yeah. I mean, if nobody wants it, I can take that.
Oh, you grab it for now. If ever it's weighing you down any much, you can hand it over to me.
Yeah, up to you. As I said, if we need somebody and nobody wants it, I take it. But it's not like I gonna punch around to get it if anybody else wants it.
I'm not the leaderly type, so let one of you take it, most definitely.
I mean, we can switch around with that role if we stay together. I'm fine with that. So I take it for now.
Absolutely. If we ever head outside of the city and into the forests, then I can take the lead. But inside of here, are you from here, Killian?
I was born here, I guess, and raised.
You sound like a good leader to me then.
I know the streets, that's for sure. I just might have a bit of an issue to distinguish the nobleman. I mean, it's quite easy to see that people are noble, but who is what and where from, I might fail every now and then.
Don't worry, the nobles typically tell you if they're noble.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm not noble.
I guess.
Wura, issue?
Hmm?
You seem to be startled somehow.
Uh, I'm fine. I just nobles are a topic for me. I can speak with them most definitely, but I come from a family. I'll say that.
As in a noble family.
You could say that.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with the nobles, and we're dealing with the children. Yeah, got it.
Yes.
We all see Delvin steps up and hands a small stone to both Thalyn and Killian. Take a minute to hold it out.
Yeah, I take it in my hand, I guess, and look at it, and look at him. And now?
He holds out a stone of his own, as Thalyn does as well. Thalyn's hand mere inches away from Delvin's.
Yeah, if that seems to be required, I put my hand close to that too.
You see, after a couple seconds, the stones start to glow a faint blue before an inscription starts to appear, some kind of strange rune writing itself on the top of all three stones, each of them an exact replica of the other. After a couple seconds, the glowing dies down just a little bit to the point it's just this faint, soft, glowing script before Delvin pulls it away. Now they're matched with each other. We should be able to talk.
What do you do? Just speak into the stone, or?
Yeah, it's not really that. Can you feel it? Reach out with your mind.
Can I feel it?
As
Okay, I try.
he prompts you, you can actually feel the magic of the item now in your hand. You should be able to send a message through into any of the other holders. It takes a little while to recharge, but it shouldn't be more than a few minutes. You'll be able to send short messages between the three of us.
Yeah, okay. As I'm unexperienced and know nothing about magic things, I try to send something. Hello, do you hear me? Like mentally, as he stated.
You feel the thought feels different than a normal one, as it feels almost like speaking, as you can feel the thought press out of you through the stone and off into the ether. Yeah, just like that. Good job. You're a quick learner.
Okay, that's good. Cool.
As long as that stone stays on your person, you'll be able to send a message.
So I can put it away now, somewhere safe.
Yeah. As you see, he puts his own in a pouch at his belt.
Yeah.
Thalyn, on the other hand, is making sure Krix has seen it. He has a good eye on it. Now, no stealing it. We need to make sure we keep track of this. Krix gives a big body nod, his entire head bobbing up and down.
Yeah, I put mine beneath the armor somewhere.
Fair. Well, y'all want to go take a tour of the city, or y'all want to get started?
Do we need any way to identify ourselves as guards to people?
All Adventuring Society members have badges for being Adventure Society. Everybody right now should have, I think it's bronze with silver gilding. Let me look.
As you said, we have to deal with potential law breaking. Does this badge allow us to do something? I mean, it demands us to keep the law, but like I see somebody doing something bad on private ground. I'm allowed to enter then?
As long as the guards aren't getting in the way. If it's a house guard situation, they might stop you, but if there's no one to help, yeah.
Okay. Let's get a bit strange. I mean, what if I see the house guards treating someone badly? I believe then they do whatever they need to, and I keep out of them, yeah?
Usually the safer way when dealing with nobles, yeah. Make sure to put in
Yeah,
a
okay.
report at the society, unless things are getting violent.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Then again, the guards might be on official business as well. So you always have to be careful. And your judgment is going to be, well, the Adventuring Society always keeps an eye on what we do, so once you get your report in, they're going to be judging your calls. If you make the wrong call, there might be some issues.
Like?
Demotion, removal from the society, depending on how bad it is, fines, or a slap on the wrist.
Oh, yeah. And no food at the evening, I guess.
Repeat that?
No food at the evening. You go sleeping without getting a meal.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to buy dinner, or you don't get paid, I
Okay.
suppose.
If I have to explain it, it's bad. Forget it. I was trying to kid in.
He's trying to say if you do something wrong, you don't get any food. I get you. My parents didn't allow me to have food when I did something wrong.
Yeah,
It
as
is
I said,
something that does happen.
I tried to be funny and obviously totally failed.
Oh, we've had some issues with individuals that actually think stuff like that. So, I was a little confused and concerned. But if you're just trying to make a joke, that's less worrisome. But you said you're ready for y'all ready to go take a look at the city? Or do y'all want to get straight to the work?
Well, I've never been in the city before, but I think everybody else in my group has, right?
Once or twice.
Maybe for a day or so at this point. But it's just walking streets, so it's nothing too difficult.
Alrighty, that's fair enough then. We do have a couple rumors running around that we need to look into.
Mm-hmm.
Kavori and I have a set of our own that we're going to look into, but with a lot of y'all, there has been some strange going-ons over in the Blacklake District we want y'all to look into. Think y'all can do that for us?
Give it our best.
Any word on what the rumor is that we're looking for?
At night and during strange points in the day, there's these strange lights and noises no one's really able to identify. People think it's probably one of the underground guilds getting involved, or perhaps banditry. But an added patrol to see if anything's going on probably help calm nerves over there.
As I'm living here, have I ever heard about something that might be helpful to this?
Not this specifically. There's always a lot of odd things going on in the city itself. Um, but these are recent uh, rumors that you really haven't passed before.
And the district itself, is it a more poor people's place or rich? Can you give a bit of a description? What is the typical life and doing there?
Usually, it used to be held up by the nobility, and while there is still some of them, y'all are going to be keeping closer to where some of the refugees held, uh, to make sure things are safe. And it's one of the better sides of the town, but after the destruction of the city back in 1451, things have been doing their best to rebuild as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Was there
I
any other rumors we're to look into other than that one?
That's the main one we want y'all looking into. If we get anything else, we'll send you a message.
all right. I'm more than ready and willing to head out, if the rest of you are as well.
Yep.
Ready, we're raring.
Oh, everyone has everything you might need.
I brought all my things with me, so yes, on my part.
Farah's gonna go. Oh, and Delvin, I was previously contacted by somebody to hunt down a wolf that had been troubling some travelers. Do you know who to give this to? And he pulls out a severed head from his bag.
Just go talk to the counter on your way through. And in future, you only really need the ear for a proof of kill.
Just yeah. All right. Thank you for that.
Left ears are
And he'll
best.
go left ear, and he'll walk off without asking why, but very confused at why.
But you see Delvin and Kavori are going to remain behind as Thalyn, Lysira, and Elowen all stand up to go adventuring with y'all.
Cool.
Is there anything the party would like to do as y'all are heading out?
Well, I currently have. I didn't roll for money, so I have 0 money. How much money do I get for the for the ear?
What's your starting class?
The lowest, the lowest. What was it again?
Druid, I think, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, class druid. Yeah, sorry.
Alrighty, so as a druid, I need you to roll me 2d4.
2d4.
You are awarded 60 gold
60 gold. Awesome sauce.
for the bounty on that wolf's head.
Yeah, same for me. Do I have any money at all?
Everybody should
If
have money from their background and their rolling starting gold. That sounded
yeah,
like
there you need to
Alien
help me. What is starting?
44. You have 70 gold. Plus whatever you got from your background. Because usually you get at least some gold from it.
Yeah, I have a look in a minute.
Anybody else missing gold?
I am not. I don't believe.
Nope.
As y'all are walking out of off the Adventure Society campus and heading into the city itself, making y'all's way towards the Blacklake, y'all hear Thalyn kind of perk up with Krix still on his shoulder riding hot shot. Krix runs up the back of his head to put his little paws right on top so he can look over Thalyn's head to get a good view of what's going on, despite Thalyn's kind of short height. So, what can all of y'all do?
Sorry,
I
didn't.
can. I have this thing. I can turn into a bear.
Very handy.
Lovely.
Is that the only talent
Nice.
that you've picked up?
No, I can do things with plants and with animals and with ice and fog and that kind of stuff. But I fear that this urban environment is not the optimum environment for my talents. What about you?
I'm mostly proficient in warding magic. I've always taken an interest in them, and well, I've gotten relatively good. At least I think so.
I am quite studied in the weave, and I mostly am more interested in evocation. I did go to school for that. But that's what I can do is quite a few spells. Whenever I've gotten this, and I tap my spell book.
Fair enough.
I'm going to summon my scythe to my hand. I typically just fight.
Well, we always need fighters in the Adventure Society. Are you kind of up close, I'd imagine?
Anything I can reach with this typically, but I can also keep distance if I need to, as I hold the scythe forward a bit.
Fair enough. I prefer to stay out of the front if I can help it.
I do as well.
And in your head, you're also going to hear Bear's voice go, "Oh, I can also do this too," and you're going to hear his voice in your head.
Whose head is he speaking in?
That was Thalyn. No, he was asking what you can do. Yeah, and Thalyn said.
That'll be really handy in case we get in a tough situation. Good to know. And it'll be less surprising now that you've told us. Nobody has a clue as to what Thalyn is talking about.
What?
Yeah, what do you mean? What did he do? He is just walking. Yeah, I think most people can walk. No offense.
He's a telepath.
Oh, so you have your stone basically in you.
I have my what in me? Oh, the stuff. Yeah. Kind of. Up to a certain distance, at least. I think that one can go a bit further.
Yeah, but you're not sneaking around in my head, or no offense, but you know.
I can't sneak around in your head. I can only communicate in your head. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, you know, don't get me wrong, you're weave users. I'm not experienced with any kind of magic, so I know you can be quite powerful, and uh depends on whether I shall believe the stories. Some do good, some are not as well, and I don't know.
Don't worry.
Myself is well trained in defending myself, and yeah, I can be quite crafty if needed.
Don't worry. I only burn the things that. And the people who are bad and do make the bad choices and decisions. So.
Y- y- You know, if do you mean that literally? We have some streets here in the city. If you start burning stuff, you might basically burn the whole part of the city. Maybe.
That's why I have ways to also control and contain the fire that I cast. I try not to burn everything to the ground. That would be very, very impractical.
Have
Yeah.
you have you ever accidentally burnt everything to the ground?
Only when I was first learning, and that was a training ground in school. And that was an accident. But many wizards in their very beginning do things like that, but no actual buildings that mattered to people.
I got blasted
Never
out of a
burned
tree
everything.
once. You hear from Lysira.
You got what out of a what?
Blasted out of a tree. I was trying to climb it,
Did not mean to do that.
and then there was some weird magic going on, and then I learned how to fly real quick. That was falling. You hear from Elowen. Falling with style. No, that's just falling. You fell on your head.
I see.
Yeah, but I got better. Yeah, after like a week. No more climbing trees like that. If it wasn't for that angry hedgehog, we would have been fine. We were told not to, though. You see Lysira is just whistling happily at the front of the group.
Did she just say a hedgehog blasted her out of a tree?
It was a very angry hedgehog, thank you very much. We walked into its house! What was its house doing up in a tree? It's a hedgehog, it should be on the ground. It was an airborne hedgehog. That's not how that works. It isn't the Feywild. As the two continue to bicker. You'll get
Barrow
the
will turn to Thalyn and ask, Has Trix ever blasted anybody out of a tree before?
No, not that I know of. He scared people out of bushes, I guess.
Is anyone just taking the lead? Otherwise, I would move to the Blackwater quarter.
Y'all are currently walking that
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's we are not standing. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Mura is just like looking quite entertained and interested by this conversation that is happening between the two.
Yeah, I mean, the closer we get, the more I keep my eyes open and maybe might even start to miss conversation if still ongoing.
There. Y'all are a ways out, so it's
Fair
going to take away. Y'all are effectively walking to the other side of the city. So it's going to take like half an hour to get over there.
And Katie, so where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from the Shadowfell.
The Chateau Flail.
Where's
That
that?
like, yeah.
It's a different plane to this one.
Is everybody here from a different plane?
I am from this plane.
You see
Right.
From this-
Lysira, Elowen, and Thalyn all raise their hands.
Like you're all not from here, as in totally different planes.
Yeah, I'm not from Toril. You hear from Thalyn.
Hmm. Okay. Strange.
If I may.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, great.
If I may, where are you from?
I'm from the Astral, the same place Lysira was originally, where she ended up in the, what was it, the Feywild? Yeah, but how did you know that? Because you're one of my people. One of your people? Yeah, an Astral elf. Oh, I always thought I looked different than the elves of the wild. That's because they're Eladrin, like us. A similar breed, but still a little different. Similar breed? I couldn't think of the right word. As Lysira is now walking backwards, starting to taunt Thalyn as they walk. Thalyn's cheeks are starting to turn more and more red as she reads him.
So different plane, different plane, different plane. Here, Woora, where are you from?
I'm from this plane. I'm from Toril.
That's still quite a big place. Whereabouts in Toril?
Uh, Baldur's Gate. That's where I originally hail from.
Oh, big city.
Yes.
Never been there myself. Heard it's big and city-like.
Yes, it is definitely big and city-like.
You hear from Elowen. That's the city of blood, right?
Yep, some do call it that.
We never got down there. How'd it get that name?
Just perhaps we can talk about it in a different time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, you haven't upset me. It's fine.
You see Elowen jumps off Lysira's shoulder, her wings starting to beat behind her as she shoots off towards what looks like a small windowsill garden that seems to just be full of what looks like a fern, but as soon as they approach it, you see flowers start to blossom the moment she gets close by. She takes a look around before picking one and flying back over to you, Ura, and giving you the flower. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
A question to you all. I mean, I hope you don't mind, but I mean, you're even not from this plane. What? Yeah, what brings you all here? Is like this city special? I mean, why would one travel even through means I don't even understand to come to here?
Oh,
If you're
your
talking,
city's all
you're not
right.
yet. Yeah, all right. So you went through whatever means to go to a place, all right. The bar at the end of the street is all right. Or the house of my friend, maybe, but um, it's quite a journey for all right. Okay. I mean, no critics or so. I just curious. I never traveled that far.
Well, this is where everything's happening, ain't it? You hear from Lysira again.
Here.
Yeah, the mortal plane, or the material plane.
You're referring to the plane, not the city.
Yeah, this is just kind of where we ended up.
So you didn't desire to come here. You took the wrong road, so to say.
I think we took the right road.
Okay. You see, obviously, confusion in Killian's face. That's concepts he is not familiar with and ideas that seem to be strange to him.
You hear from Thalyn. Well, I ended up here to meet the craftsman. Getting to see the Jewel of the North or the City of Skilled Hands is always something worth seeing. There aren't any craftsmen anywhere like those here in Neverwinter.
Okay.
I'm mostly here training and working.
I am as well, mostly here, just training and working.
I'm kind of here because, well, let's just say the moonlight seemed to be going in this direction, and then a man asks for a wolf's head, and I ended up here.
Okay. Good to know.
You'll hear Krix start to squeak as if regaling y'all with this tale of adventure that nobody understands. He's squeaking for a solid 2 minutes.
Nodding along like I understand, but I do not understand at all whatsoever.
I start to look around.
Should I do it? Yeah, he'll probably do it. Bera's gonna cast Speak with Animals and try to hear what Trix is trying to say.
Krix ends up regaling you with this adventure of destiny, tragedy, betrayal, and love. You swear you're speaking to a bard.
Like,
He's using
you just
really fruity words, too.
as you're walking, you're just gonna see a ferret like squeaking away, and Bera sometimes shredding a tear, sometimes laughing, sometimes chuckling to himself.
I look to some of the others as I don't know what he did. I mean, or did I? And I'm a bit. I ask the next mage who is to me, is he okay?
No, he's a druid. It's normal for them, though.
Okay. Why is he laughing? I mean, did anyone tell a joke that faint I didn't hear?
He's probably using magic to hear what the ferret is saying.
Oh, ah, yeah, that's cool. That's
Eventually,
totally fine. I knew that, of course.
eventually you'll just hear Bera saying, Oh, well, I wish I'd lived half the life that you've lived, little ferret.
Vera, can I get an insight? No, an investigation roll. Quick. First roll of the campaign.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. It always sets a precedent.
0 pressure.
Not bad.
14. Based on the tale this ferret seems to be telling, that adventure sounds like it would need to take place over at least 500 years.
Jeez.
Okay. And okay, would it be a different check, an insight check to
See if he's lying.
see if he's lying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
You don't see anything. It's a little weird trying to understand whether a ferret's lying to you or not. They have very different facial shows, and you're not really sure what his tell would be. So as far as you can tell, you don't see any tells. So he seems to be legit.
And part of, well, the insight wouldn't help, but because the Trix is on the shoulder of Thalyn,
It is Krix.
can Thalyn Sorry?
Krix. Krix.
Krix, sorry, Krix. Is Krix hearing this conversation or this tale that he or she, sorry, Krix?
You have no idea.
Okay, that it is telling. Is it from her expressions? Can I tell if she can actually understand the ferret as it's speaking?
Thalyn doesn't seem to be listening.
Okay.
Thalyn's still getting teased by Lysira.
Okay.
So they both seem to know each other, or is that just they get along quite well?
Who seem to know each other? Krix and Bera?
Lysira and Thalyn. Maybe I missed that.
No, they don't seem to know each other, but Thalyn said they were from the same race, and Lysira has not stopped badgering him since.
Hmm. That does that seem to be peaceful, or do I have to expect that one day they get on each other's throats? I mean,
It seems good-natured. It's the kind of friendly badgering, not like I'm going to beat your ass. It's just she's teasing him.
yeah. I mean, I tried to look. It's not like one of them seems to get upset at the moment.
Neither of them are upset. If anything, Lysira looks like she's having fun, and Thalyn looks like he's getting embarrassed.
Okay. Yeah, fine. I basically make myself a note and keep a look on them if they keep talking and interacting. Just that it will not get some issue later on.
Is there anything else from the party as y'all are heading over to the Blacklake District?
Just general looking out to see if there's any trouble being made.
You see there are a lot of people moving around this way, that way. Everybody seems to be going about their day. It's still pretty early in the day for now, not really any shenanigans going on. You do see a clown get in a sword fight with what looks like a mime, but the clown has a balloon and is fighting an invisible weapon from the mime. So you're not really sure what's going on there, but the kids seem to like it.
It's normal haberdashery.
You also see a handful of people running along the rooftops, all dressed in similar garb to y'all, probably adventurers of one kind or another. Killian, you're relatively familiar with this, being from the city. There are adventurers who take to the roofs as their main mode of transportation, as it's easier to move up there if you know what you're doing.
Uh, yeah, okay. So basically, I mean, I'm fine with the roofs, but that's okayish then.
Yeah, the people you might get yelled at if you stick around for too long, but as long as you have the adventuring badge, nobody gets upset unless you get on specific roofs.
Yeah, then I take the roof too. Not thinking about the rest, I just move upwards because I find that common, and then start to move alongside the street we are going, just to have a better oversight.
Fair.
I guess Bearer will also be looking around to see what common animals might be about, even if it is just rats and crows. Just having a look what kind of animals are around here, if he needed to.
You do see there are a number of different ravens moving around. You see there are a wide number of cats, a couple dogs. You really don't see any rats, but that's probably because of how busy it is. They're probably off hiding away from the noise somewhere. See a handful of bugs here and there, but it's pretty clean.
Okay.
But eventually you'll do reach the Black Lake. And how would y'all like to go about investigating the rumors?
Is there any inn nearby we can go to? Typically, the quickest way to get information is there.
Here there are a good selection of inns and taverns. You have the Beached Leviathan, which is a moored ship that's been repurposed, most common for sailors. You have the Driftwood Tavern, which is a little bit smaller but cozy. And you have the House of 1,000 Faces.
I'll turn to Killian. Anyone that you would recommend out of those three then?
Have I been in one of those? I would expect it would be one that is a bit of a cheaper one.
And you've probably been to the Beached Leviathan, which is the sailors. Usually is meant for people coming in and out, so generally has cheaper prices.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I go typically to the Leviathan. I like the atmosphere over the rest.
Fair enough.
Mm. Do I know of beggars here? I mean, maybe not the most common place, but if I know of some, I would try to reach out to them because they typically get overlooked and might know if you have some kind of tip for them.
They would not be here in this district. It's a little bit too high fluty for this one, as
Okay,
it
got
used to be
expected. So
the noble quarters.
yeah,
You still have some of the
okay.
old noble families here, but
We could we could split up. A couple of us go in one, a couple of us in the other.
So with your skill, you could communicate to me.
Yeah, and you can communicate with whoever is that stone.
Yeah, no, the point is, I mean, if you go to the other group, you could at least be leading the one, and I
How
stay with the others. You can inform me at least. I cannot
how
answer on the other hand.
okay? How far away are the pubs from each other? The inns.
significantly further away than telepathic's going to let you go.
Yeah.
Telepathic will let you deal with those in the bar with you, but that's about it.
Yes. Yeah. No. I can speak in your mind, but only only up to a certain distance, and these pubs, they're a bit too far away for that.
Yeah, okay. Can I get a reminder who has experience with the city?
I think it's just you.
Okay. And then I will not enforce you, but I think you should stay with me then for the moment. If you know the city better, we can split up. But for the beginning, there is places you might not want to end up, and I'm not sure how you get along with the streets. But
plan.
that's an opinion. You know, I mean, as long as you stay in this quarter, you will be most likely okay-ish. But if you take the wrong direction, you might end up in a place you might not like. So yeah, let's go to the Leviathan first. And if there's nothing, we can stick to the next.
Awesome sauce.
Right? That
You all want to
sounds
send
like a plan.
Thalyn and the others to one of the other inns, or are y'all keeping them with you?
I mean, I would ask them to stay with us.
Yeah, they're fine with that.
Be-
It's good. Just Thalen's the other one with the stone.
Salen, yeah, he had one. Ah, yeah, forgot it. The universe. Okay. Yeah, still, for the moment, let's stay together. Unless Talon tells me he has experience with the city, because I didn't hear him answer.
No, he's not too familiar with the city. He's good at dealing with cities in general, as Neverwinter's pretty small compared to the cities he's from, but he hasn't been in Neverwinter specifically very.
Yeah, then let's give the group a few days. When you get familiar with the cities, then I'm fine with splitting up.
Y'all end up making y'all's way into the beached Leviathan. And you see, as always with the beached Leviathan, it is rowdy as all hell. As y'all come up again behind this large ship that has been moored in the bay and worked right up against the edge. And even from the outside, y'all hear the cheers and enjoyment of the sailors inside, already deep in their cups despite it being around noon.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound good? Here is life. Yeah. With that said, unless somebody says something, I open the door, enter, or the doors, whatever they are made of.
Basically, the door isn't even there right now. But you come in to see the rowdiest tavern y'all have been in a while, as there are sailors over in the corner happily singing she shanties. There are arm wrestling matches. There are gambling over dice. There's all kinds of things. At the very edge of it, there is a bar which is being crewed by a pair of women. One a human and one an older dwarf.
Yeah. I think I order me a beer and look from what the look seems like a group of people that might be not sailors, but still from like either harbor workers or some kind of other people from the city.
You definitely see a couple individuals who don't look like active sailors, probably dock workers from the other side of the river. Before that, though, are you getting an ale, a mead, some wine? What do you get? What kind of drinks do you?
Oh, they have meat. Then I take meat.
Alrighty, a mug of mead is going. Where is my mead? Is going to be 1 silver piece.
So when we enter this bar, you'll immediately see Bearer kind of shrink a little bit and take a step back, and suddenly he's at the back of the group. Maybe getting the impression that he's not a massive fan of rowdy crowds, and so he's very timidly going to follow Killian and go, just a water for me, please.
Water. Okay.
Water is going to be a copper piece. 1 copper piece.
Gonna hand it
But
over.
they have that here. Yeah, that's positive surprise.
It's clean.
Why wouldn't they have water? Nice.
I look around in the group. Anything for you?
I'm good. Mira definitely looks mildly overwhelmed by the sheer amount of noise happening at this moment in time.
You see, Lysira is going to get herself a mug of mead as well, with Thalyn and Elowen getting a cup of juice each.
Those on me. How much?
For the mead,
For the total.
2 silver, 1 copper. 3 copper, so that's 6, 7. 7 copper, 2 silver? But the NPCs pay for their own.
Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have given 4 silver to the bar.
Fair.
In total.
Fair enough. They are going to take it. Would you like anything else? Since it seems you have opened a tab.
Not for the moment. Just here to enjoy a little bit.
You'll hear from behind one of the sailors locks eyes on Bera. Oi, you angry bastard! You here to sing with us? He seems already pretty drunk.
He's speaking in our direction.
He's speaking specifically at Bera.
Bear's gonna bring himself to his true height. Remember that he's on a mission. He's on a quest of sorts, and he's going. No, I'm not here to sing. I'm here to. And then he's gonna whisper in Wu-Ra's ear. What are we here for again?
We're patrolling.
I'm here to
Investigate.
patrol.
Patrol!
I try to whisper to him if I can get in between that. We are here to investigate. You sing. Just be fine. Keep him calm. Maybe he will tell us. But if you make him angry, the only thing you will get is a fight.
You'll see Bear's shoulders, after trying to look menacing in front of this man, just drop. You want me to sing?
You don't need to be good. You just sing.
Or just sit and listen to hear if anyone's mentioning it.
Yeah, you don't have to sing.
Bearer suddenly seeing the kind of, I don't know what he's supposed to do, goes and puts his arm around his big arm around the sailor's shoulders and go, all right, my friend, what is it you want me to sing?
Aye, good, let's get a song on. As he takes you, jumps up on one of the tables, and starts a song of his own, as he's absolutely shite at it, but he is belting it out with just the best that he can, as he is singing the song A Jolly Sailor Boy.
Baron having no idea what he's singing, having never been around singers before, is just trying to follow, and he's just repeating every third word. sailors, the sea. It's a travesty.
Barra, you don't know when you got a big mug of mead, but you have one now, as this sailor is absolutely drinking, singing, and having an absolute blast with you, as you get told to drink up.
Bearer downs the drink that he's suddenly found in his hand. He didn't know how it got there, and he is drunk very quickly because Bearer
They keep
does
giving you
not
more drinks.
drink. Uh, so, in the meantime, I'm guessing you guys are off asking questions, but in the background, just know that Bearer is falling over tables, cheering with sailors, and he's slowly learning the song
You're
and getting
also
louder and louder and louder.
You've also been joined by Lysira.
We are arms round each other, rocking back and forth, singing.
What's the rest of the party doing as Bera and Lysira have gotten themselves into the thick of things?
Cadus is going to approach the old dwarven lady.
Can I get for you, love?
Here, checking up on the rumors of strange sounds and light in the area.
Oh, what do you think I've seen? Oh, I haven't seen anything but the inside of this bloody boat for a while.
Have you surely running an establishment like this? You've heard people mention things.
I'm not Harag, boy. I'm not the one in charge.
Not in charge, but the one. Are you not around enough to hear anything?
Can you hear anything amongst this mess of fools? As you hear, just everybody is shouting and singing, and wrestling, and it's very loud. Very exuberant individuals who have been stuck on a boat for months at a time, finally getting on land, getting to party.
Yeah.
Take it that's how the rest of our time in here is gonna go.
It's like that every day. There's always a new boat offloading its soldiers for a little R&R.
I'm going to turn back to the sober members of the group and just say, I'll be outside looking from just outside until you're ready.
All right.
It's a bit too loud for me.
I was also planning to maybe step outside for a second. I wanted to maybe go and do like ritual cast detect magic and see if I see anything around that looks suspicious.
Alrighty. Well, you're casting that. It was Kaedes that's going outside?
Yeah.
Killian, what are you up to while this is going? Because Ruraw's not going to be back for about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I would look for people that seem to be from the city. Dock workers is fine. Any kind of other workers or so that might have a space here, and just listen to them. Maybe sing a little bit with them if they sing in between, or make a nice remark. But mostly I try to listen. Are they talking about something? Is something basically occupying them, making them nervous or whatsoever, or they all are just having a fun?
Roll me a investigation check at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Disadvantage and investigation.
As you're listening in, it's kind of hard to hear the lower conversations because there are a few of them. but actually hearing what they're talking about is notoriously difficult with the exuberance of the rest of the sailors all about. You do hear about some ongoings down in waters deep that involve a pirate crew attacking the city, but nothing closer to town in the time you are here.
Yeah, for me, I would give that like I'm not sure whether we calculate in minutes, but some 10, 20 minutes. And if going around there is nothing coming up as it seems so, I would also wave the others that I wait outside. Because yeah, then obviously they either don't know or they currently do not speak about it.
Wura, as you come back in, your spell now active, you don't get much in terms of magic. You get a ping from your other companions, Lysira, Thalyn, and Elowen.
Mhm.
As Lysira seems, her sword seems to glow. Thalyn has a book tied to the back of his belt, and Elowen has an amulet that all glow. But the only one of
Alright.
other than them is a man in the far back who you see he has a short sword belted to his side and it is glowing.
Okay. The man in the back, how drunk does he look like another sailor? Or is
Oh,
he
he
just
definitely looks to be a sailor, an old grizzled one. He has a lot more gray in his beard, and his hair is wild, and it looks like it used to be black at one point, but now age has started turning it silver. You can see there is a large slash along one cheek that interrupts the beard, going just past the corner of the mouth down into his chin. But unlike the others, he doesn't look drunk.
okay?
He
Um,
seems to be watching. If you had to guess, it's probably either a quartermaster or a first mate, or maybe the captain of one of the ships, keeping
okay.
an eye on his men.
All right. I'm going to walk over to him, and I'm just going to kind of do like a little bow of greeting. Um, good, good day to you, sir. May I speak with you a minute?
Obviously, as you already are. What you
I
want?
see. My apologies. I was
You
wondering
see
how
the
long.
seat right in front of you gets kicked out just enough for you to sit down in it.
All right, I sit down. Um, I was wondering how long you've been here at this port. Um, and if you have been here for a bit, have you seen anything strange around the city?
Roll me a persuasion.
Alrighty.
Been here a couple days. What makes you think I know anything?
You seem to be quite the observant fellow.
I know when to listen. Everyone else likes to be loud. But when people like to be loud, you always see things moving in the back. You learn to watch it like you watch the waves. Tell me, girl, who are you? What are you looking for?
I am Lura. I am with the Adventuring Society, and I am here to make sure the city is safe. and I am looking to investigate this area here. Somebody, like there have been rumors of strange lights and sounds and strange things happening. So I'm trying to see if any of the people here know anything. And you seem like the perfect person to ask.
You see, he leans back in his seat and takes a slow drink of not mead like everybody else is drinking. He seems to be drinking a wine. As he seems to be examining your face, as he's a very hard gaze.
I'm very much set. Like, I'm looking at him with no cowing whatsoever. I'm also kind of, like, just a pretty confident stare straight at him, but not anything that's, like, I'm trying to think of the word. Challenging. I don't know why I'm not trying to challenge or anything. I'm just staring at him with a very straight, like, I'm telling the truth. This is what I mean, and my words are very much straight up.
It takes a solid 2 minutes before he says anything, as he continues to watch you. Tell me, little Rura, how can you handle trouble?
Trouble. I'm not too bad at handling it.
Not too bad. It's not going to be good enough, little Woo. If you want to go sticking your nose into the dark and you're not ready for it, you're just going to get your nose bit off.
There's the slightest eye twitch at Little Woo. But I, for the most part, keep my calm and nod a little and it's like, I'm quite confident in my skills and that they are competent enough to deal with whatever lies in the dark currently.
Is that boasting or confidence?
I do not boast.
Roll me a persuasion check again.
Alrighty. 11.
He nods. Well, I haven't been here long, but we learn to listen to the waves. And waves say, there'll be a storm brewing. Ooh. There's something in this city that ain't right. Something moving. But as for what it is, couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you, at night, southeast of here, down in the warehouses, there's some odd folk that like to move around. People in hoods that don't like to be seen. And when they do, they make sure you don't say nothing. And they're not above making sure their point is made. As you see him thumb the hilt of his blade under his coat. If you get my drift. Dangerous people.
Yes.
You think that might be the kind of thing you looking for, little Woo?
I do believe that might be something. It could be linked with what we're looking for, and it also still sounds like something of import. Thank you.
I'm glad I could help then. But don't go biting off more than you can chew. I've seen too many like you think too much of themselves and end up 6 feet under. Be ashamed to lose another one to the locker.
Well, I'll do my best. If death calls for me, I guess it will. But I have much more to learn. So I don't plan to make it a habit. And she stands and does like a little bow again. And again, thank you. Have a good evening. Or day.
He raises his glass to you, but doesn't say anything as you move away.
Alright. I'm going to head back. Who's like the first person who is available to like, because I know Kaidas is outside and Vera is currently singing. I guess Killian.
Killian's outside too by this
Oh,
point.
Killian's outside too.
The only
I'm
ones-
already outside. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only one
Is
you see right
Thalyn-
now is Thalyn, Elowen, Bera, and Lysira. Lysira and Bera are both on tables singing. You can see
Yes.
Thalyn in the corner, kind of leaned up against the wall, sipping his drink as he watches the festivities.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to Thalyn real quick because I'm not really sure where exactly Killian or Kaidas are at this point. And I'm going to kind of sit next to him or near him and say, I think I have come across something.
Good. Well, in a few more minutes, I'll be able to head out and we can meet up with the others. Killian
Good.
and Kaiades already went outside.
All right. I guess will speak about it when we're all together so we can all hear it. But it is at least something. It might not be the same thing, but it's definitely something that we should be aware of.
There's an odd, as you also notice, Krix isn't with him. Or Krix isn't with him.
Where's your familiar,
I don't know what you mean.
if I may?
As he gives you a wink.
Ah, okay.
Can I get a perception check from you?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
As you look out over the bar, seeing if you can see what's going on, you see near where Bera is happily belting out, you see the briefest flit of a white tail moving between the sailors. Moving almost as a ghost unseen through the stomping feet and drunken song.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna just probably wait the next few minutes. Like give everybody a few more minutes to sing, be merry, and then try to like start gathering everybody to like go talk.
You see Elowen flits over off of Thalyn's shoulder to speak with Lysira, and it takes a couple minutes for Lysira to save both her and Bera from the crowd of sailors, who all really seem to like Bera. Bera seems very popular in this bar.
And I mean, it hasn't taken long for Bera to get drunk, and you can tell that he's even in a drunken state and in the the confidence that drink has given him. You can tell he's not absolutely comfortable with all their attention.
Fair. It's probably with a thankful look. You're stolen away by Lysira.
And Vera, you got a glass of water earlier, yeah?
Yes.
Like, did you finish it? Because if you didn't, I'm like was gonna hand that to you and just be like, here, drink it.
Oh, thank God.
You don't know when you lost your water, Vera, but you did at some point. It turned into mead.
Yes. That water disappears immediately, and he goes, have you got any more?
Uh, no, but I can get some more, and I go up and order some more water.
You see while you're
Very
doing
quick.
that, Elowen flits over. It's alright, I can do it.
Okay.
As Elowen flies up in front of your chest, Vera, and puts a tiny, tiny hand on your chest, enchants a soft spell, and you feel warmth start to fill your body. The smell of the woods and the trees and wet earth just after a fresh rainfall, new growth reaching up from the forest floor starts to fill your nose and wash away the drunkenness.
Oh, wow. Oh, I really needed that. Thank you, little one.
You're welcome.
How did you do that?
It's a little bit of magic. Come on. Things are going on. As Elowen flits out the door, followed by Thalyn, Lysira, and you're not entirely where Krix comes from, but he kind of pops back up on Thalyn's shoulder. And you'll find Kaedes and Killian awaiting outside.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I just know when at the day you have no luck in finding something. So I was waiting outside, looking around, just observing.
I'm gonna walk out with the rest of them, and once we're all grouped together, I'm going to kind of look at all of them and say, I believe I found something. I talked to one of the elder sailors, a quartermaster, I believe, or a captain maybe. I'm not quite sure. But he told me he had an interesting way of speaking, though perhaps it was just sailor speak, but he did tell me of in the southeast, in the warehouses, at night, there are hooded figures or hooded people who seem to not like being seen, as in they are most certainly doing nefarious things. It might not be linked to what the rumors we are investigating, but it might also be. So it's definitely something that is worth checking out, in my opinion. Though he did give quite a lot of warning about not dipping my toes into things that could get me killed. So I'm guessing it's probably linked to the rumors.
Yeah, just from my background knowledge, just asking, is there anything going on over there I have heard of?
Not that you're familiar with, but there's so much going on in the city. At one time, there's no way anyone would know of everything.
Yeah, it's just, there might always be that I know something and say, yeah, keep away from that better. And yeah, it's basically the constant background question. Have I heard about it? If not, yeah, it's worth to look for it.
It is not something you are
Uh,
familiar with.
yeah, okay. Yeah, seems to be interesting.
But
By the
you
way,
do know there are a number of underground guilds that move around and bandits that hide within the city. There's always a large number of them. Since there's not a proper guard, the Adventuring Society does try to tamp them down, but they aren't always the most successful, as always is with bandits. They're always somewhere doing something.
yeah. By the way, Bura, good work. That worked fine. And yeah, I mean, it's just my opinion, but if you want to talk with normal people, sometimes it's good to not mention that we are working for the Adventurers Guild, as long as we try to figure something out from them. Not everyone likes the society as much as the others.
Yes, I mean, I'm sure that's true, but he seems like a very straightforward kind of person that needed
Yeah.
honesty.
No, it's fine. You did well. You did get out. You're the only one who got something. But I mean, in general, sometimes
Yeah.
it's a good point to just deal with the others, play with them as they expect you. Otherwise, if, for example, Bera hadn't drunken, we might have ended up in some kind of brawl. And I'm sorry. I hope you got along with the alcohol. But I think a bit of a meat is better than big beating up.
Yeah, but we might not have, because it's just they were drunk, so they probably would have been like, oh, okay, cool, let's all be merry, and but we'll see.
Hard to tell when people are drunk how they react. So better to get along with them than to make them angry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um.
anyway, that's good. Um, you're all right, Bera? You seem to be okay again.
Oh, I'm fantastic. Little Elowen there. She helped me right out. In fact, I feel great.
I look a bit startled at Elowen because I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah,
Elowen doesn't
I'm
say
nodding to her.
anything, but gives a small wave as people look over at her. She's perched on Lysira's shoulder again.
Yeah. With the mentioning of that warehouses, do I have correct specific idea where they are?
There's a full area of warehouses near the docks that are used by some of the old nobility to move goods through.
Okay, I tell that to the others and I say, then maybe let's cautiously patrol around there. In this case, we should keep a low profile because as we don't know where to look at specifically, we shouldn't draw too much attention.
You hear from Thalyn in the back. We're probably going to draw attention either way if we go around in a dock or warehouse district. We don't really fit the bill.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could go now. I think it's not yet dark, or?
I don't know how much there'd be to see during the day.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I mean, in this city, there's always business going on. So
We could
maybe
try.
we get an idea. Can be not. Um, but I agree, in the dark, we should uh, keep some split up groups and just observe at the beginning. Don't get into trouble before we know what we are dealing with and how many.
You hear from Elowen. If we're split up and get in trouble, it's going to be hard for you to get in and to help. We should probably try to stick together.
Yeah, but count around, we are 7 people and 8 in total, and that's a big too big if you want to be on low profile. That's the problem on the other hand.
Well,
So
perhaps we only slightly split up. We don't.
yeah,
Yes.
sounds
Where
legit.
we're not too far away from each other, so if either of us get into trouble, we can use the sending stone and immediately be there to help.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you all agree on this? Is that okay for you too?
There's a nod of agreement from Elowen. They just want to make sure the party is able to keep themselves safe, especially if things are as dangerous as Ura said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be most likely, but yeah, that's the job we took, so we have to have a look at it. Can I assume that the warehouses would also be able to be reached from the sewers?
I mean, anything could technically be reached by the sewers. But if you're looking to run
I don't
into
know.
shit, the
I
underground
mean,
will definitely know the sewers better than you do.
yeah, so do I know that the sewers basically run beneath the warehouses too?
Not that section specifically, as far as you know. But there's probably sewer grates over there that you could use. You don't know that section all that well.
Okay, yeah, then if you don't mind, you can come with me, but you don't need to. I will have to have a look while it's still daylight. I am looking for certain, let's say, additional ways to come to there.
Didn't you just say not to split the group?
I'm happy if you come with me because I need to look something up. But currently in the daylight, I think it's safe to go alone if you don't want to join. Currently it will be boring just getting information. So I'm happy if you join me, but I'm not sad if you just want to take another dance or look somewhere else.
I'd rather not go into the sewers, but I really don't think that we should split up too much.
I don't go to the sewers. I want to see whether and where is the nearest possible entrance to the sewers, because if they are try to have low profile, sewers is the best way to go. Because as you do, most people don't like to be there.
Oh, yes.
That's my point. I don't want to go in. I just want to see where you can come out.
I think that's fine.
If that's the case, we can throw Krix in there. He'll be even less noticeable than a lot of us.
If he's fine with that, I'm happy.
I could also go in there as, something other than myself.
Can you turn into a spider? You hear from Thalyn?
I could, if that's the kind of creature that you found down there.
Well, it's something that'd be able to cling to Krix's back as he's running about. Be a good way to give him a backup.
Spider it is then. Ooh, sorry.
As you shift down into a spider, you see the party getting larger and larger around you as Krix jumps down onto the ground and stands above you, this massive ferret. And he offers you a paw to this small spider.
The small spider will climb up onto the paw, up the arm, onto the ruff of its neck. Just kind of sit there, peering up at the giants above it.
Well, go see what you can find, Krix. And Krix
Good luck to you.
scampers off into the edge of the alleys and disappears within seconds. Well, shall we find somewhere to wait then?
Yeah, maybe something not too open. If Krix will find you then. Thalyn?
Thalyn.
Will he find you if we don't stay in too much open?
He'll be able to find me either way. He's my familiar. We're bonded.
Okay, yeah, then let's go somewhere where it's not too obvious. Enjoy something and yeah, let's see.
Then, as the party settles in, finding a small courtyard out of the way, looks like it used to be attached to a nobleman's estate, but the estate has long since disappeared. Most of it being overgrown and turned mostly into a small park. Is there anything the party would like to do as y'all are waiting for the return of Bera and Krix?
Do we know
Yeah,
roughly how
just
long it will take them?
No.
I am probably going to just be reading from my book, but I also was wondering if I could cast detect magic again, just continue like to keep up the ritual.
Yeah.
Cast just to see if I can see anything weird as we go.
Yeah, you don't notice anything as y'all are waiting. It only goes about 30 feet. So nothing of note stands out to you.
Okay.
what did you do? I wait until she finishes, but then as I have no knowledge, yeah, I'm curious, of course.
I casted detect magic. It's a spell that allows me to see if there is magic being cast and if there is magical items around in a radius of an area. It
Oh.
allows me to see also normally what type of school of magic that it is from and that the spell was cast with.
hmm So if I had magic, you would see that, yeah?
Yes, if you were
hmm
using it or you had a magical item.
Yeah. Um, I think it is, but I look around that besides group nobody is looking, put out that sending stone. That's magic then?
Yes.
Okay, I put it away again.
It is mostly to see if there's anything strange happening around us because I know people have reported strange lights and strange sounds and it makes me think magic or use of the weave. And of course, it's always used in day-to-day life. So I'm just looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're training, will that help at all? Because you're all magic, are you? So basically, if you do it in school, you get blind.
I'm not blinded by it. No, it doesn't work in that way. It's just things
Okay.
shimmer in a certain color.
hmm Yeah, you see, besides he's nodding more or less confusion. Obviously, no concept about this.
I'd say I'm not going to continue going on. Wu continues to go on about it until somebody stops her.
What is Kaedes doing during this?
She's sort of just pacing about looking impatient.
If I notice that after a while you're okay, you want to do something. I mean, I took the role of the leader, but if you have an idea, let me hear it.
Yeah, we could just go to the warehouse.
To which one? There are dozens of them. That's the point. So if you want, even if we are allowed to search them, it takes forever unless we get an idea which of those is occupied by those guys. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would have led you there.
But we're not
See?
going to find out stood around here waiting.
Yeah, most likely those guys are coming during the night. It's daylight. You know, if you want to be low profile, you don't go with daylight. And
And
what we heard, they don't want to be seen.
The night is when they'll be most prepared. We could go during the day, have a look around, scout the area whilst it's light.
I thought that's the ferret and our druid are doing.
I thought you sent them to find the nearest sewer entrance.
I need the sewer entrances if there are more than one, because they can use any of them and they will see a lot if they look for them. But if you guys want to go, it's not that I enforce you to stay here. It's just the more we show up, the easier everybody knows that we are there. How
We
often
can.
is it normal to be patrolling there? Is that a common thing? So it wouldn't be too much of raising suspicions?
In an area like this, in the old in Blacklake, you'll usually see house guards dealing with the patrolling. Adventurers aren't as often in this area unless there's something going on.
If you are quite worried about us being seen by the people that we are trying to find and tipping them off, at least I'm not sure if the other spellcasters in our group can, but I can cast Disguise Self, which is a spell that changes my outside form, or at least makes it look like I have changed. I can become what looks like a different person, a human, another type of tiefling, elf. I can make myself look different, so as to not rouse any suspicion.
I mean, not look like a tiefling would help at the beginning because you're easy to remember. It's no offense,
No, none taken.
But yeah, if you guys are too curious, we can go around. I have nothing against it, but basically that would void the idea of having our head group looking around.
Well, they are looking for the entrances. I do believe I agree with Caius
Okay.
because I believe that we should perhaps find a place where we can be hidden and we can be watching for when these cloaked figures appear. Because if we just show up at night, then we won't know exactly where they are, and they will already know the whole entire area. Well, we will have no idea of it other than the sewer entrances.
I mean, they will know the warehouse better than we do anyway, but you're probably right. Right. Yeah, let's go then.
Yes. Does everybody else agree?
It'd be a good idea to get an idea of what we're looking at, but I doubt we'll find anything at this time.
No, I don't believe we'll find anything, but at least to know where we can go and what is there currently, to know if there's any differences at night.
I'm looking at Vura. You said you're familiar with the noble families? Did I get that correct?
I know how to deal with nobles, and I might know a few in this city. I've been here once or twice.
Okay, yeah. The thing is, do you have any rumors in that circles what we could say any of the noble families would deal with that kind of stuff?
It's up to the DM. Do I know anything?
You wouldn't have been in this town to know anything about the nobles in this city.
Yeah.
But you know, if the nobles are up to anything, they're not going to take well to adventurers sticking their nose in their business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't expect it, just it was worth a try.
Yeah, I don't think that I could sway them into not being unhappy, especially if they're up to nefarious things.
Yeah.
It's mostly just to talk with the general noble that might be in trouble.
But so it sounds like y'all are going to take a walk through the district.
Yeah, if they want to, let's go.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
I would throw in all my experience in where you do maybe shady entrances and stuff like this, if I see something by chance.
Thalyn, Lysira, and Elowen remain behind as Thalyn has bright blue hair and kind of stands out, and Lysira is definitely a paladin and kind of stands out as well.
I am going to definitely, before we go in, cast Disguise Self and make myself look like a male human who just maybe is like, he's just like, he is perhaps like, he just is wearing regular commoner clothing and has like brown hair, brown eyes, just very very regular unassuming commoner.
Another thing you notice, Rakaides would notice this as well. From time to time before you'll leave, Thalyn keeps closing his eyes, and you're pretty sure he's shifting his senses to that of his familiar,
Okay.
which is probably another reason he's remaining behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But as the party goes in, Bera is riding along the ferret, who is speeding through alleys, running through gutters, and just making an absolute mess of themselves as they are running all over the area. I think for this week, as we are out of time, that is where we are going to leave it. So I would like to thank all of our players for joining us for our first session, and for those listening in, I thank you as well. And I hope everyone is back next week to see what kind of diabolical things are going on in the Black Lake. Y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.